Alright, hello and welcome to Fight for Blight, session 29. I believe this one is the Northern Gnolls, since we were just ending our last session on what I guess is safe to assume is the brink of combat. But before we get into tonight's session, we'll do what we normally do, go around the table and check in with each of our players and see how their week was. Let's start with Justalin. Justalin, how was your week? How's the pup?
The pup is busy, but glad to say that she's pretty much potty trained now, almost 100%. So that's progress. And her legs are getting long. She's growing tall, still lean. So
But
she's
from
a
what
little
you were
nasty.
saying earlier, still prone to throw up in the house.
Well, it was right outside the
Oh,
house,
right outside?
thankfully.
That's not
Yeah,
bad.
so random, but she's been trying to eat bugs and stuff, and I have to keep her from doing that. She prioritizes eating bugs instead of peeing. So, but we're making
Puppy
progress.
things.
Puppy stuff. Yep. She's learning. But
Nice.
other than that, not too much of an eventful week. But it was my girlfriend's birthday on Friday, so
Nice.
I took her to Six Flags. We got some season passes because it was only like $15 more to get a season's pass, and it
Yeah.
lasts until 2023. So I said, why not? So
Yeah, I bet
yep.
you it's not, like, too packed either.
Oh, it got bad though.
Oh,
So we
it was?
got there at
Wow.
like 11 o'clock and had the place to ourselves for like an hour. But then around one-ish, people started flooding in. So and then they're doing like a Halloween festival thing as well. So it's kind of chaotic
Mm.
during the evenings. So get in, get out type deal.
I can only remember the last time I was at Six Flags. I maybe was middle school.
Yeah, I went in
Uh,
high school last time, and
been a
yeah,
long
it's
time.
changed a lot since then. A lot. Good stuff though.
That's good. Cryptilli, how was your week?
This week's been pretty good. Um, yeah. What's happened? I don't even know. Oh, yeah. No, everything's been good. I don't know.
You lost 5 pounds, 5 more.
I mean, that's true.
I'm so jealous. I lost like 1.5.
I actually had a question for you, and I'm sure like it's probably the answer I'm thinking of, but just out of curiosity, your fight that's coming up that I saw was posted. Um, it is for a championship fight, right?
Yeah, I'll get
It also said that both the fighters were undefeated. I'm guessing like it doesn't count amateur, right? Since this
Oh,
would
it's
be
still
pro, or
nope. This is still amateur. It's undefeated in kickboxing.
ah, I see, I see. I wasn't sure like what it was. I wasn't sure if it was like you decided that you were gonna fight at like a pro level for in the state, or I guess semi-pro would it be? I don't know.
Yeah. Later, there is conversation about it. I probably will end up doing pro fights. But it'll be bouncing around state to state because Florida.
Yeah, from our previous discussions about it, but that's cool. It's not too far away, right? About 2 weeks.
Yeah. What are we? Maybe 3 weeks out. The 23rd. It's gonna be fire.
I'll be down there.
Yeah, I'll try and make some time for it too. And Crix, how was your week?
My week was pretty good, nice and chill. Nothing really too exciting either end of the spectrum happened. We've been working on coming up with our fall menu for work, so that's always fun. We get to play around a little bit. Other than that, not too much going on.
Just change for some seasonal stuff, or like what's in
Yeah,
season,
like
basically?
pretty much. We're getting to that time of year where a squash soup is good to have on the menu, or yeah, add a pumpkin cheesecake, that kind of stuff.
Wholesome.
I do like squash soup.
It's very good.
It sounds like it would be bad, but it is good. May, how was your week?
It's funny, I was just thinking about some, like, not summer recipes to start making, and I was thinking about pumpkin soup. And I'm very excited. So if anyone wants to carve pumpkins, I'm down, and then I'll make soup. I mean, you carve pumpkins, I'll make soup. Uh, but it was really good. I actually went to DC. So last year was my 10-year high school reunion. And I went to DC where one of our close friends lives. And we had like a mini reunion with just the people that I actually love and stay in touch with. And it was really fun.
That's nice.
Yeah, we're all spread out like in different states, so we actually haven't been all together since like maybe 2017, possibly.
Oh. So it's been a minute.
And, yeah,
Well, that does sound exciting. It's always nice to see friends you haven't seen in a while.
yeah, we played Ring of Fire, pretended like we were like, 22. It was great.
And but of course, Adashi, Vieric, Adashi, I guess in the with the party in spirit, but Vieric taking care of some things IRL, and hopefully will be able to join us a little bit later. But with that being said, which one of you four would like to take the lead on the recap? Because I feel like this is going to be the first session where you guys are going to be down a player. This is going to be interesting. At least for a little bit of time.
I'm so not prepared, but I can at least start us off.
Go for it.
All right, so based on what I saw in the notes, so we started off packing up camp, and then we make our way towards the cave that's close to us. I'm guessing we're still heading north, and we noticed that the camp was a week old-ish Gnoll camp, and that the cave is blocked by some type of ice barrier, but it's hardcore ice, and we try to burn it down and notice that it will take hours and hours. So we turn away from that. And I think we discovered that that was Cilium's cave, so it's probably for the best that we left it alone. What else did we do? I know I tried to make coals using some timbers or something like that, but didn't work out too well. Yep, we make our way to the next tomb, and then we see North Point is being circumnavigated by Cilium, or he's just hovering around North Point. So we want to keep our distance from there. And at this point, we're also close to the shore, and we see a large purple orb over this island. So we're trying to make this decision whether or not to go to this island or whether we should go to the next tomb that's to the northeast. And we also see a statue of our grandmother, and was it Cryptilian Vieric shot grandmother to death? Like, yeah. I noticed there was like this large tree emblem on it. Her name is Jocelyn. Oh wait, great grandmother, by the way. So after almost destroying the statue, we decide to head to the next tomb instead of going to the island. Which means we have to like travel southward and go around North Point because we do not want to catch Cilium. And that's as far as I got with reading the notes. Pitch in, please.
Anybody got some fill-ins? Because that's a little over halfway.
When we made our way to the forest to the north, we noticed all of these like mounds of snow, and we investigated them and found out it's a bunch of our soldiers that are all dead. So we decided to stick to the coast but continue going along the path we had planned until it got dark. We set up camp, and then we heard noises, and giant things came out of the woods. I think there's 6 of them. And they might be northern gnolls, and they are gigantic. like much bigger than the southern Gnolls. That's about all I remember from that part.
Good add-on.
Last call going once. Twice. And 3 times. Alright, so just as a friendly reminder, there was a bit of the statue that was covered up from quite a bit of snow since it hadn't been checked on from what appears to be a day to maybe longer, depending on how fast the snow was falling in the area. It could have been anywhere from 24 to a week's time. But the note reading, Yazin Grimhearth, may she rest in peace wherever she may be. Also, just to make you feel a little bit better, Crix, it was 4, not 6.
I forgot about my ink too with the emblem. I think I used the ink from my pen, and I used like a bed roll
Yeah,
to
you did a
get the
stamp.
tree emblem. I just thought about that. Not sure if it's too late. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Any sorts of details, definitely worth keeping a note of. Well, we'll continue our story with this. It's just about the night of May 16th, year 1101, the sun, roughly 5-10 minutes away from being fully submerged on the western horizon, with the bits of the orangish glow reflecting off the snow, ice, and water. It shimmers just a bit in the sunlight as each of you have your focus upon the tree line. You do notice the 4 pairs of eyes kind of staring each of you down. Then it seemed as if a large spear or javelin was chucked from the tree line in your direction. But as these large bluish creatures, somewhat resembling a bit of a trollish feature, but still having the fur and characteristics of the Gnolls down to the south as well, make their way out. Their slightly bluish tint. You notice that they are easily twice the size as the Gnolls to the south. They begin to pick up speed. And as they begin to make their way towards each of you, closing the gap, you each notice their muscles beginning to bulge. The parts without fur, you can see veins being pressed against the skin. Step, step, getting closer. And then you see them beginning to grow in size.
Great, those
Oh,
giant things are getting bigger.
I'm definitely about to shoot whichever one's in the front.
So I have your dogs added, and then you'll just need to add each of your characters and behind your dog sled team. Make sure I turn that down. Everyone can go ahead and start rolling me initiative.
I rolled good for once.
Oh, it's not going to add it automatically like that for me. Okay. That's okay. Varric with a 15. Okay. So with the creatures closing the gap, you do notice they're growing in size, nearly growing about another 4 to 5 foot tall as they begin making their way towards each of you. At the top of the turn order, we do have one of these Gnolls. Gnoll trolls. Want to make its way over to there. And will throw one of its 2 spears towards you, Creptilli. And as it does, seems to be coming straight towards you. You anticipate a solid hit, but then you notice it's falling just off to your right side. It's not going for you, for the dog. It's sad to say, as the dog is impaled with the spear, you hear a bit of a yelp as it connects with a 20 and 23 points of damage. I think the dog is down.
Most likely. Yeah, and at that, I think I would suggest to Virik that he lets the dogs go, or we can see if they can be useful, but most likely they'll die here.
Just roughly, upon average, these dogs have about 11 HP.
Cool. Yeah, I'll keep that statement.
With the lead dog down, you can tell that the rest of the dogs are going to have a bit of trouble.
Whoa. That shouldn't be the lead dog. No.
Oh, yes. It's the one
No.
closest to you.
No, the Virik's leading the Celed.
Yeah.
So the lead dog should be on the opposite side.
No. That's the only dog that's not right next to another on its left or right.
What? I would have stopped it if there was the lead dog, but no.
Virik's at the back because this is where you drive.
Yeah.
Mud cut. Fair enough. Okay.
Crix, it's your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna start by moving up 30 feet. I'll move to there, and then I'll summon my shadow. Right there, and then I'll have it make my attacks.
Do you think you'll need to be like one closer? Oh, wait, no, you got 10 foot. You're fine.
I got a glaive.
Give me those attack rolls. A 15. That'll hit. And as your shadow sinks the glaive in, it pulls it back out, swinging forth. And a 22 is another solid connection. So far, dealing some decent damage.
Alright, and that will end my turn.
The one your shadow just struck will get a bit closer and thrust its spear towards it with both hands. Oh, it's only an 11. As the spear, the head of it goes into the snow, it attempts to pull it out and then remove it from the frozen ground below. Pulls it up, bits of the snow kind of plume, and they just kind of seem to fall all around your shadow as your shadow stands there with a pretty good defensive stance. Nothing's gonna get by it. Vieric will move forward and taking aim at the one that cricks it. Oof. 12. He's got a second attack though, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll hit. The first arrow missing, soaring wide, heading straight towards the tree line. You all are pretty sure Vieric was just actually aiming for the one in the back with that one. But unsure if that one sinks in or not. The 21 will connect solidly, the arrow piercing into the hide of this creature. Justalin, it's your turn.
All right, let me put this so you guys can see. I'm moving here using 35 feet of my movement points. And then I'm gonna throw my Hadia's dart. Yeah, because I have like 60 feet.
Curiosity,
max.
what'd you call it?
Is it Hadia? Or I said Hadia's dart. Hadia's quill.
Yeah.
Same difference. There it
No,
is.
I thought you called it like. I guess it was just me, like, kind of slightly paying attention for a moment. But I thought you said hideous dart, and I was like, what?
No,
It's
Hadia,
like,
my bad.
I don't know where you got that, but let me know.
Right. Where's the hideous dart come from? All right. Yep. Throwing it at this knoll, and I'm gonna blind it. I'm inspired by Big Dog or Cricks, so I'm gonna use my own form of a shadow. So keyword is gonna be shadow.
Got it. Go ahead and give me your attack roll. Oh, we can't use Rhythm Bot anymore, so I have to like set something else up through Discord to have a bot in here to play music.
It's all good.
YouTube told them stop using their stuff.
I still have the music in my head anyway.
Yeah, if you want, I'll post the link, but that's about all I can do.
Should be a hit, right?
21, yep.
And it should be blinded as well.
Correct. And which one are you hitting? The one that's damaged?
No, the one just northeast of that one.
Got it.
I believe that's all I can do for now.
All right. Cryptilli, it's your turn.
Oh boy. I guess I shall first. Guess I'll attack the one that Crick Shadow did with Chill Touch.
Nice. 21 hits. Yeah. Well,
That sucks.
damage. And as the skeletal hand appears right next to this creature, you see its attention turn. Eye seems to focus upon it just for a moment. Then it reaches forth, striking the creature, and as it does, the hand seems to sink in as this arcane energy flows over the creature's hide.
Noise. And then after I do that, I shall cast Shield of Faith upon Crix.
Think Shield of Faith is a leveled spell. You can cast a... no, you did cast a cantrip. Is Shield of Faith a bonus action?
Yeah, it's a bonus action.
Alright, +2 AC for Crix.
Nice, thank you.
You're welcome, sweetheart.
It's bits of this slight barrier, somewhat representing something slightly close to Adashi's shield, from what each of you remember, seems to loomer around Crix.
That's okay. I care more about you than I do your shadow.
As this one makes its way out of the tree line, loud thunderous footsteps as it grinds to a bit of a halt, leans back, and throws a spear. This one... let me see. Random dice roll, determine the bad guy for this guy. Oh, Vieric. Ooh, 23, I do believe that hits. Aye. Yep, Vieric has a 16 AC. 23 to hit and 28 points of damage. As the spear sinks in, it goes right through Vieric's leg and pierces into the ground, the hilt of the spear sticking out through the top part of Vieric's left leg. May, it's your turn.
Okay, so I'd like to use Silver's bow, but it's not set up yet on D&D Beyond, so can you walk me through how I would roll a spell shot?
Oh, so you roll, I believe it's a D4. Let me just grab the notes. So are you going to use the spell or something else?
I like to use a spell.
Okay. For that, it's just you just basically cast the spell. They're all pretty much ranged spell attacks.
So
I think except for Shocking Grasp.
So with the +2, like I add the spell to my D&D Beyond, or?
Yeah, you can. I don't know if it'll allow you though, because it's only going to give you certain limitations.
Right.
So,
okay.
Just roll a d20, add like what you would for the bow, and if it hits, then you roll the damage accordingly. But it just depends on what spell you're using.
So it's +2 plus all of my modifiers, the same as the longbow?
Correct. Whatever your longbow is, just like I think you have a +2 longbow, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So it does the same thing for attack
Okay.
damage, or for
Great.
attack and damage on that.
Okay, so I'll just roll that and then roll the spell separately.
Yeah, because the spell's gonna do different damage than the bow.
Okay, so I'll roll the attack for the longbow. May's gonna pull out Silver's bow. She's not gonna put an arrow in the bow, but she's gonna draw the string back and an arrow of light's gonna materialize.
Mm-hmm. $27 hits.
And I'm going for this guy.
You will have advantage. So if you want a crit check. Nope. A little bit better of a roll, but...
Okay, and so to roll damage for...
So all of those spells do different damage types.
Yeah, but they do the same, like Firebolt does the same damage as just a regular Firebolt spell?
Yep.
I see, okay. And it's a +2 to damage rolls with this weapon, so does that include the spell shots?
Yeah.
Okay. So then I guess I'll do Firebolt.
Okay, I believe it's a D8.
So I have Firebolt as a cantrip, and it's 2d10.
It's then it's just a D10, but it's not gonna, it doesn't scale with like your level or anything.
Okay, cool. So just 1d10 plus
+2.
2.
Nice. 11 points.
And I'm gonna hit the same Gnoll with the same thing for my extra attack.
Perfect. Let's go ahead and make the attack at advantage. Hey, natural 20. So you want me to roll me 2d10 plus a 2.
Wow.
Well, that was a little anticlimactic. But
It
as
was.
the first arrow soars and then you begin to pull back the string for the second one, the arrow begins to morph, turning into a firebolt, striking the creature not once but twice. And as it does, you see it let out a bit of a like frustrated kind of surprised like stumper where he's just stomping his feet on both sides, thinking that there's going to be leaving a bit more of flame, but then finding nothing. Looks towards you, a bit angry, and you hear a growl.
May is gonna cut the dogs loose from the sled and just say like mush. Or actually, no, I already did my action, huh?
Yeah, it's going to take
All
your
right.
action.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well then, no worries. That's the end of my turn.
Swan moves, see him kind of stumbling about. You can sense that he's having a bit trouble seeing, almost tripping over his feet from time to time, as he almost seems to have a drunken stupor about himself, thrusting a spear towards Crix. Well, that disadvantage is going to pay off for you because it's getting rid of a natural 20, but I do have a 23 to hit.
That hits by 1.
Ooh, and another 28 points of damage going towards you, Crix. And by another, I just mean the other damage against Varric was 28 as well. But it does move us back to the top of the turn order. to you, Crix.
Alright, first thing I'm gonna do is use a bonus action to use Second Wind. So I heal for 7.
Yep. Did add your con, right? Yep, +3.
Next thing I'm gonna do is make an attack against this big guy in front of me, coming from myself. I'll make another attack.
Mm-hmm. E. Fortunately, both are misses.
Okay. Let's see. I'll burn a charge of Shadow's Wrath to have my shadow attack the one in front of him.
Got it. After it sticks the spear into you, anticipating that it will ricochet with this protection that Cryptilia has given you, but it does pierce through and sticks in. You swing the glaive a bit wildly, missing both attacks, but then your shadow steps forth, swings, and delivers a hit. Nice.
And that will end my turn.
This one will continue to sprint quite quickly. It seems to be running right in your direction, Cryptilli. Can you give me a perception check, though? You are quite certain its focus is on the dogs.
I'll yell at the dogs, whatever word May and Varric usually use. I'll just tell them mush or mushy. I don't remember which word they use.
Just the unfortunate side, one's pinned down. They're not going to be able to go anywhere. You know that spear is hindering them.
Fair enough. Cool.
Crix, this one near your shadow will attempt to strike it. Man, I don't know if your shadow's just really lucky or I'm super unlucky with your shadow, but that's a natural 2 on the dice, so that'll miss. Bring us back to Varric, and he will continue to focus the one that already has an arrow in it, and where Crix's shadow is chopping it down with its glaive. Son of a bitch. Natural 1, and then a 19. The 19 will hit, though. To be fair, this is also why I wanted to put it in chat, just so you guys can see how bad I actually roll. Like, I roll a lot of ones. But one of 2 arrows sinks in, just as before. One arrow, again, soaring towards the tree line, but the second arrow piercing in, dealing a nice chunk of damage, and we move to just Stalin.
Decisions. All right. Well, I'm hoping that Crix can hold his own. I was going down there to help him out before, but since that one is already blinded, I'm going to the knoll to the northeast of myself. Should I be here or here to attack? Just double checking.
Down one. Just imagine that they're kind of like a square.
Okay, gotcha.
That's the best way I can describe it.
All right. And I'm just gonna start hammering away. I keep forgetting I have an extra attack now. So say I throw Hadia's quill, could I throw it twice, or would I have to throw a dart after that to use both attacks for future reference?
I do believe you'll have to throw a dart.
Okay, because it wouldn't come back fast enough.
Exactly.
Gotcha. All right, but for now I'm gonna rely on my short sword.
The 21 hits.
But the 14 does not. That was both of my attacks. Okay.
Oh, no,
gotcha.
no. Nice. Sinking the sword in, dealing a nice bit of damage.
And I'm gonna use Flurry of Blows as well.
Nice. Both of those are solid connections. 16 and the 20 are both hits. 1-2 punch. 16 more points of damage. So you slash its back with the short sword. It kind of hinders it a bit. You deliver a blow, a fist to the knee, bringing it down, and then roundhouse kick it into the side.
And I guess I'm gonna be brave and tell Cryptilli to take advantage of our situation. Sister, a bit of assistance? Assistance, I like that.
Cryptilli keeps looking back and forth between the enemy and the dogs. But it's your turn.
I'll see that and I'll shout out, I got the dog, sis.
Perfect. And I'll move here-ish. And yell some obscenities at this gnoll that's in between just Stalin and I. And as I do so, I will use Hex. Oh, sorry. I just wanted to put it in chat.
Yeah, I got you.
But then I will also use Chill Touch again against this guy.
No, you won't.
That's the one. That's so sad. I'll reach my hand out to try to use Chill Touch, and I'll just be like, ah, shit.
Out of juice! Sorry, that was... Oh my jeez. A natural one. Unlucky. And don't forget, I do believe Chill Touch is a ranged spell.
Yeah, it is. I just wanted to make sure that I was in position to have advantage on the puppy.
So, because it's a ranged and you're in melee, it'd be at disadvantage, just so you're aware.
Ah, that makes sense. That's why it was a 1.
Yeah. But also why I didn't have you reroll and then tell you it was the natural 1 that counted. Anything else for your turn?
No, that'd be it.
All right. So as the cantrip fizzles, it becomes May's turn.
Okay, so first thing May's gonna do is cast Zephyr Strike on her.
Zephyr Strike on yourself and then shoot the dogs?
No. Okay, so she's gonna jump off of her sled, which, like, that's the end she's driving. So I'm assuming me and Varric pulled some cute maneuver where we came in facing opposite directions.
Well, I was gonna say that was the front too, but I'll just let it go.
Okay.
You guys are going. No cute misdirections here.
Okay. So she jumps off her sled and is gonna make her way to. Let me just move this to show you. Make her way to this dog. Oh, sorry. I'm just measuring. I'm a little rusty. Make her way over here, so that's 20 feet. I'm gonna cut this dog loose, and I'm gonna yell, "Mush!" As I step out of their way. And then I'm going to hope that these dogs go this way and these dogs go that way. And I'm also going to yell, Nix, come, as I skedaddle over here, which should be good because my movement is double right now because of Zephyr Strike. Oh, I didn't mean to hit. I meant to hit the description, but it doubles my movement and I get no opportunity attacks while the spell lasts.
Yep. I remember that part from last time.
Yeah. And so I called Nyx over and she'll join me.
Get Kitty out there. Alright, anything else?
Nope, that's the end of my turn.
One's gonna run around and get to here. Spear at the ready. This one next to you, Crix. Still blinded. Swings quite wildly. The spear thrusts forward with both hands placed upon it. You can see the power in the attack. It is a 12 to hit.
That does not hit.
No. Yeah, and the other one was a 19, so I don't think either of them would have actually even hit.
Nope. I have a 22 right now.
Alright, well, it's your turn again.
Alright, I'm gonna start off by making a basic attack against the one my shadow is fighting.
Nice. Nice.
And then I'll have it make another.
It's not looking well, and then it's nice to know that they definitely don't bleed blue. The red blood falls, but it's still hanging on. The second attack just barely misses.
And that will end my turn this turn. Not a whole lot else I can do.
This one's head begins to maneuver following the dogs. Move to here. And that'll be an opportunity attack from you, Justalin. One more up and attempt to thrust down its spear onto the dog.
You said I get an opportunity attack?
Yep. $19 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Is it maneuvers away from you. You strike at an opportune time, sinking the short sword in and dealing 9 points of damage.
Take every bit we can get.
The gnoll thrusts its spear down. Uh-oh. This is a miss. As it thrusts its spear down, the doggo just takes a quick step to the side and it dodges the attack. Well done, dog. Crix, let's see if your shadow keeps up its luck, buddy. This is a 13 to hit the shadow. I believe that's a miss.
That is a miss, and I'm going to use a superiority attack to repose and make a melee attack from my shadow.
Nice.
Since he missed.
Swing and a hit. Swing and a hit. That'll hit. Roll me damage.
Plus an extra d6.
Anything you'd like to add as this one begins to fall?
Nope, just it coming for the attack, and then my shadow doing a counter attack and taking advantage of an opening, slicing him up.
Fieric will shout towards the large blue gnoll, trying to get his attention and firing his bow twice. Hey, both of those are hits. The arrow 1 sinks in right into its neck, and arrow 2 sinks into its chest. The gnoll seems unfazed.
He hit this gnoll? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Alright. I was like, they're all large blue gnolls.
Just all in your turn.
Head north. And on the way, I'll be shouting to Cryptilli, "Creep, I owe you one."
Luckily for you, you have advantage, buddy.
I forgot about that. That's why I had to roll twice.
Alright, the 24 will hit for 7 damage.
That's a solid 10.
Unfortunately, neither of those hit.
Bastard. All right, I'm gonna go with my flurry of blows all over again.
Alright, give me 2 more unarmed strikes. 21 hits. 10 points of damage. Did more damage than the sword. I like it. 16 will hit. 9 points of damage.
Guess those fists are getting hard, but yeah, that's all I can do for now.
And as this one is not looking well, it's looking towards the dog. It has its spear. It also glances back towards the tree lines as well. You hear it let out a couple of barks, and the other 2 to the south answer with growls.
Sister, finish him.
Cryptilli, it's your turn.
I guess I shall look at Puppy Dog or Big Gnoll in front of me and say, let's try this again. And instead of, or do I? Let me see. Boop, boop. Instead of using chill touch, I shall hit him. I'll try to poke his toe with my rapier.
That'll hit. No, okay, no crit. But the 21 hits. Nice.
And I don't know if that's enough to kill him, but
Yep.
the hex
Anything
damage
you want to
goes
add
off.
to it?
I'll just say when the hex damage goes off, you'll just see parts of the puppy start to deteriorate from the necrotic damage. And I will move the hex from him to the one by Crix.
Got it. Trev, I'm like 60% for shooting with your character. Not bad.
I appreciate that.
But you did take 28 points of damage. You are almost dead.
Oh, damn.
So
Love
don't
it.
get close to any of the big
I
doggies.
don't know if you still
Keep your
appreciate it,
distance.
but
That's okay. I still appreciate it.
anything else for your turn, Creptilly? As the second large gnoll falls. Creep?
Oh no, that's it. Sorry.
Just want to make sure. May, it's your turn.
Okay, so May is going to. Now, quick question. I'm pretty sure that our dogs are our allies, right? So they can give me flanking.
No. They are your allies, but they don't attack.
Okay, in that case. I'm gonna shoot this buddy with Silver's bow.
Okay.
Bear with me, my second monitor definitely just crapped out again.
29, that'll hit.
Holy shit, that's a high ass hit.
Yeah, after the latest level up, my archery is just kind of crazy. And I'm actually gonna go for another spell.
Okay.
And the spell that I'm gonna go with is Eldritch Blast. I'm not familiar with that one.
It's a D10.
Just one.
Yep, and then basically instead of fire, it's doing force damage.
Okay. And, well, yeah, okay. I'll do that one. Eldritch Blast. So 1d10 plus 2.
Yep. Nice, 11 points.
Again, 11 points? That's crazy. Okay, so I'm going to hit the same one with the last charge from the bow. And I want to try... That was Eldritch Blast. I did Firebolt. Let's try Acid Splash. No, Ray of Frost. Ray of Frost.
Alright, that's a D8. 2 D8s.
Hell yeah, plus 2.
Not 11.
It's definitely not 11, which is exciting.
And as the ice arrow sinks in, you see the creature begin to form blocks of ice upon its shoulder, its knee, elbows, and feet. Anything else?
No, I think I'm gonna stay there. That's the end of my turn.
Those doggos will get up to here. Those doggos will get to here, but as they're running away, this Gnoll will attempt to stab another with a spear. Ooh, this one will hit. It's a 24. For 25 points of damage, bringing down the rear dog. After it attacks, you see the other dogs pulling it along, but it is a bit slowed. The Gnoll looks towards the dogs, being a bit hindered. And then the rest of you, noticing two of its allies are down. It lets out a single bark. You see the Gnoll still with the ink upon its face, looking left, right. Then the ear twitches a bit and looks back towards left. The Gnoll continues chasing the dogs. As it maneuvers up, closing the gap, the loud footsteps plundering their way through the snow. Oh, this doggo done. Natural 20 for 31 points of damage. And then we'll take another step forward, leaning forward, and then attempting to grab one more dog with its teeth. It snaps, you hear a loud pop, but the dog skimpers away. This one will attempt to follow the bark, maneuvering its way this way.
Opportunity attack.
Nah,
Yeah.
you don't really want it. $17 hits.
Does that provoke two since it ran by shadow too?
No, I only have one reaction. Also, I have Sentinel now, so his movement speed was reduced to 0.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure it actually hit.
Yeah.
You're 10 feet away, so get one more square. The attack is still at advantage, so just check for a crit. No, okay. Just in case. But as you slash, slash the glaive right to the back of its knee, it falls. You can see the snow beginning to be dyed red with fresh blood. The creature does not make it more than one step away from you, and it's now your turn.
I'm gonna have my shadow make its way around the beast. And then I am going to have my shadow make attacks against it.
Nice, the 19 hits for 6 damage. 22 sinks in as well. 7 damage.
Low hits, but they work. Okay. And
It's
that
beginning to
will
look pretty
do it.
bloodied. Those two are done. Vieric, it's your turn. Oh, I don't know if he's actually still here. Are you still here? Trev!
That was perfect.
It really was. I LOL'd for
like
real.
super perfect for some reason.
It was so fitting. It was great. I'm assuming that means he's not here. But I think he's gonna try to protect the dogs.
Same.
Yeah, same.
Already.
I mean, that's what I was gonna do, is basically shoot this guy.
Shoot him. Then I'm gonna come finish him off.
Oh, I got a crit! Hey, I did 11 damage too! Twins!
Really, truly twins.
And the crit was almost 11 damage too. That'd have been
Thank
too
God it
perfect.
wasn't.
Damn. Sliver of health left. Just stalling. Sinking two arrows in. The second arrow, you hear Vieric let out a bit of a yell, and his bow seems that it's just about to snap from how far he draws back the string, and the arrow just pierces directly through the Gnoll's arm. And it's your turn.
Heading down south to help out the Shadow Gang. I'll use my dash. But I'm pretty sure I still have my double attack. I just can't use any Kai or anything like that.
Yeah, if you're using a Kai as a bonus action dash, that is correct.
Hey.
Oh my god, that's so many crits already. What the fuck?
Yeah, I've
Oh
gotten
shit, I
two.
forgot how crits work. How
I've
do I
got-
do those?
Just click the short sword damage. Like, click the short sword name right underneath the 28.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Alright, at least you didn't do 11.
Hey.
All them goddamn 11 damages, though.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Wait a minute. Hold on. They're all on crit rolls. Or no, never mind. But
He did get an 11, but a +4 too.
Well,
So the short sword sinks in, and it looks fairly weak. You still have another attack. Make this one count. It does. Sinking in, another strike. The 27 hits. For 9 points of damage.
Come on, Frazier, go down. Hey, got one, coach.
Anything you'd like to add?
A middle finger.
Fair. As the third
That's it.
blue gnoll falls, middle finger goes up. Creptilly.
Yeah. Keep this party going. Oh, actually, I have to ask a question because, I'm new to this cleric business. If I was to heal one of these puppies, would that bring them back to life, or would I have to use like spare the dying or something first?
Those dogs are effed, bro.
Dang, even big dog.
Yeah, they have like on an average of 11 HP, and I'm more than double, almost even tripling their HP and damage.
Even the first one,
Oh
no.
yeah, the first one was 28 damage.
That's that hurt. Okay.
Even at
Totes my
14, even
goats.
at 14 HP, which hold on, let me see what max is. So max is 16 plus the 2, so 18 HP. So it'd have to have basically like max or pretty close to it to not get one shot.
Since it was the lead dog, give it max damage, bro.
No,
Give
they
it
all
max XP.
hell no, they all get random HP just like everything else.
No. That was my buddy.
That's the hurt.
It really is. It's all good. So with that knowledge, I shall go ahead and try to chill touch this puppy's asshole. But I am gonna take a step forward. Yeah. So I can see him real clear like. And then I will try and chill touch this guy. Oh, wait a minute. That's the wrong thing because it doesn't give me my +6. Still a
Well,
miss.
kind of the same roll, honestly.
Yeah,
Both of
for
them
sure.
6s. So, unfortunately, that is a miss. The skeletal hand streaks out from yours, and as it attempts to grasp, you see the gnoll beginning to just bend down towards the dogs. Anything else?
I guess the only thing that I would do is move the hex towards that one, and that's it.
All right.
Like just in case more little puppies want to pop out.
May, you got 2 shots.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't even worry about it, sister. Watch this. So May's gonna run up with her new Zephyr Strike speed, and she's gonna start just wailing on it with like her short swords.
Okay. The 15 hits. It didn't matter. He only had 1 HP. But you
Okay.
rolled a 1 nonetheless. Makes me feel a little bit better.
It's funny because I meant to use my advantage from Zephyr Strike, but regardless, I think May has like 1 extra attack left, and she's just gonna keep going, even though it's like very obviously dead. She's just kind of in a
It's
rage.
beginning to fall, and you're just hasting yourself in with that adrenaline.
Yeah, and
You
she's
got
just super mad that they went for the dogs and took out 2 of hers. So she's just kind of wailing on it some more.
Move those dogs to there. Then I'm going to move the other dogs up a bit.
When she calms down and she sees that, like, you know, the Gnoll's obviously dead, she yells out, stop, to her dogs.
They do. They're not too far away.
And Creep Tilly take a couple paces if she can, and do the same and yell out to the dogs that are headed north.
Yeah, they're about 50 foot away, so go ahead and give me a performance check. But you shout loud enough over the distance, loud enough to catch their ears, and they all stop and just look back, wondering what's going on. The large dog on your north side, still impaled by the spear, stuck to the ground, and 2 more dead dogs are being essentially pulled by the sled down to the south. And at that point, as each of you begin to regain your sleds, we'll go ahead and take a break. Be right back, everybody. See y'all soon.
Yeah.
Cool, cool.
Alright, well then let's get back to it. So it's the 4 large, very large dead gnolls laying in the snow. Finally have the dogs calm down, bring them back to each of your locations. Kind of regroup. Virik seems quite a bit wounded with a little bit of a limp. And, of course, losing 3 dogs in the process.
I'm gonna take a little bit of time to take some canines from the big one that was near me, just to show my gnolls in the south that these guys can be taken down, and I've taken some down.
Okay, so you can add a pair of northern gnoll fangs to your inventory.
Would I have enough time to skin one?
I mean, it is fairly late. There will be no more traveling tonight. So it's really
I
up
can
to you.
help.
If you just want to press into the night and stay up a little bit late past your bedtime.
Yeah, I'll do that. Maybe I can skin it and take first watch with whoever.
Yeah.
I can skin at the same time. Take some first.
And what were you saying, May?
I was just saying I could help once I'm done, like unhooking the dogs that were killed, and making sure the other dogs are all right. And I'm sure my hunting has adequately prepared me to skin and preserve this hide / fur.
Dope.
I'll take first watch with
Okay.
Stalin.
We're gonna have to roll perception at disadvantage. Looking down.
Well, first
Shall
I'll
we
just...
set-
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
My bad. I was just gonna say to my siblings, should we just set up camp here?
We don't really have time to relocate, do we?
I doubt it. I say shift towards the trees and hunker down.
We should definitely keep our dogs close tonight. It'd be a shame to lose any more of them.
I'd like to also take some cuts from the gnolls as we're skinning them and feed them to the dogs. Is that bad? They're not actually dogs. May doesn't care if it's bad. It's not bad. She's gonna feed. She's gonna feed the big dogs to our dogs.
Okay, so, Justalin, we'll need a, let's do a survival check first. Then I will need a leatherworking check. Okay. You know, where you can kind of make some good cuts and, you know, get some nice slabs of hide out of this. Prayer of Healing's nice.
Ooh, I don't have leather working though. That's the only thing. Just the survival.
Unfortunately, you're gonna need like those like skinning knives and things like that if you want to get like a really good hide. but I will allow a. We'll do like a dex check at disadvantage.
All right, I'll use my cooking utensils and go for broke.
Need one more, just in case.
Another dex.
Yeah, at disadvantage. You don't have the proper tools. But you still do fairly well.
Oh shit! Nice.
It'll
You
take
must have really wanted that hide.
it'll take a bit of time. The creature's quite large, but I mean you can start cutting off a few good pieces. And as it progresses into your watch, I will indeed need 2 perception checks at disadvantage. One from Justalin and one from May.
I must be sober today.
Must be focusing intent, but still keeping a nice ear out. Each of you are quite sure that your watch is, well, undisturbed.
Awesome.
All right. And as your watch ends, I'm just going, because third watch pretty much went on first watch, so I'm just going to keep second watch the same. Which I have Crix and Creptilli.
Just Crix.
Oh yeah, that's right. You moved over to Virix.
Yep.
Everything is nice and calm. You are quite certain it's all still. Nothing's around. And then for last watch order, we have Viric and Creptilli. Well, you did great, bud. And all is quiet, and soon the sun will rise. And Creptilli and Viric will begin to wake everyone up.
Yeah.
Your night is undisturbed. Go
And that's
ahead
the-
and roll hit dice if need be, with the short rest being complete. And sorry to cut you off, but I just want to make sure I do this. Everyone add 2,515 experience.
2015.
515. And I had each of you at 14,558 previously,
Yeah.
which will bring everyone to 17,073 experience.
That's what I got.
Agreed.
All right, and what were you saying, Creptilli? I just wanted to make sure I handed that out after the rest.
No worries. What was it saying? Oh yeah, I was gonna prepare like rations for everyone, and then check on the dogs and start grooming the next like leader. So like the next biggest, smartest dog. Which I'm sure was already in order, but you know.
Pretty close, yes. Lead dog from one sled, and then the the two rear dogs from May. But even though you're determining or looking out to see which one you presume would be the next alpha, the head of the sled team, you will notice that the dogs are having a bit of their own way to figure it out as well.
Nice. Yeah, then Crix, remember, you get the hit die plus my 15 for the heals for you and Vic.
Dang, I rolled pretty close to max on both of those.
Yeah, I was very surprised.
Well, Varric's back to full HP. Alright, so what's the plan?
We've come this far, we might as well just keep going.
Alright, so loading back up the sleds and moving on. At this point, I will need a perception check from everybody. Creptilli, Just Stalin, both of you notice Viric's sled has a tad bit more speed, having an extra dog. However, May's sled, with being 2 down, seems to be very hindering. Her speed has dropped quite a bit.
Perhaps we can rearrange some of our cargo.
Yes, or I think since it's just me and Vic, maybe just Stalin can ride with us.
I'm not opposed to it.
Alright. It does seem to help a bit once Just Stalin switches over towards the other sled. But you can definitely still tell there is a bit of a difference. Immediately weighed back down, Crix. So other than having to deal with like a bit of a guess, travel speed reduction. You guys, each of you can tell that there is, as said, was a bit of a hindrance, but these dogs are still able to pull you along, just a bit slower. Oh, just gonna keep moving you along. So with May 17th coming to a close, each of you will need to set camp one more time for the night. From your estimations, able to reach the indicator on your map put there from your father probably by the next nightfall.
Nice. Yeah, I'd be okay with stopping a little earlier than we typically do, if that's okay with the party, and say maybe we can do a small hunt.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'd like to head into the forest, not too far, by myself, if that's all right.
Yeah, you can give it a shot.
So yeah, by myself, I should have. I think some advantage on stealth.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And I like to try to track. It says while tracking creatures, you learn the exact number, sizes, and how long ago they passed through the area. So yeah, I'd love to head just slightly into the forest and start hunting, tracking. I'll take Nyx with me.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a survival check.
Do I get advantage with Nyx?
Yeah. Didn't you just ask that?
No.
Oh, I could have sworn that's what that was all about.
Oh no, that was for Natural Explorer.
Ah. Well, you can't have double advantage.
No. I don't get advantage for hunting with Natural Explorer. That's just for I just move stealthily at a normal pace if I'm by myself.
Well, then you're not by yourself, though.
Oh, because Nyx is with me.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I move stealthily even if it slows me down. How about that?
That's fair. But checking around, you are unable to find anything. You do find a few tracks, but you do notice that these footprints are quite large. It seems to be mimicking the size of the gnolls.
So I'd like to just post up for a while, see if I can find anything. Maybe like an hour or two.
Yes, but I will need a con save.
It's that late.
Mm-hmm. You'll have
Okay.
a heat source and a bit of travel
I thought
to go out to the forest.
I thought we were gonna stop a little earlier than we typically do.
Yes, but you take into consideration that she's stealthily going out there moving slower, and it's, you're going to cover a bit of bit of distance, maybe a mile or two. It's gonna take a bit of time, especially through the snow.
All right, then I head back empty-handed. And I say to my siblings, I say, the only creatures I could get any hint of were these gnolls.
Makes sense. They've probably driven most of the game away from this area.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with that news, I'll say, do we want to try to sleep without the fire tonight? And huddle up in the big tent?
That would probably be wise. I wouldn't be surprised if we were attacked again tonight.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Agreed.
Yeah, so we'll make sure that we bring the dogs in as we do. Bury any of the food and all of those same precautions as necessary.
Okay. You have gone a bit of time. At this point, without getting more supplies. Can I get a quick intelligence check, Cryptilly? You have roughly a week of meat left. You could stretch it out a little bit farther, leaving each of the dogs a slight bit more hungry than normal. But perhaps this was a slight blessing in disguise. If you were having to feed the 3 extra dogs, you'd be running out of meals and the meat for them a couple days sooner.
Okay. Like as I'm feeding the dogs, I'll say, we may want to try and hunt a little every night, as we travel. Hopefully that'll keep everyone fed. And I'll tell the party that I do have um, a good bit of rations left for emergencies.
Yes. Hopefully, as we get some distance from these gnolls, we'll be able to find some more fertile hunting ground.
Each of you keeping the same watch order for the night? Are we doing reverse mode or Vieric first?
Just a classic.
I'm staying in the middle.
Yeah, yours doesn't change on Griggs.
Yeah, Vieric and I take first watch again.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, it's a little bit better for me. Let's see if you can beat me.
Damn.
I don't see a natural 20 on either of those dice.
I rolled a 20 on my screen.
Yeah,
I have an 8 and a 14 on mine.
No, mine.
It's all good.
No, I mean,
Mine's just
I
funny.
always take what's in the chat. I was just pointing out that the dice on mine, I was like an 8 and a 14. Well, at least I think that's still going to be better. And then I looked down and it says natural 20, and I was like, that's weird.
Yes, 20 on mine.
Maybe it was just like cocked on the 8 and it just looked more than the 8. I don't know. Anyways, Cryptilly, as it goes in to the night, you are able to note that you hear nothing, which is odd. You don't hear any bits of wildlife towards the woods. When you would normally hear it, maybe a wolf howl or something of that nature, you hear nothing. It is eerily quiet.
Oh. I'll just think to myself, maybe these big fuckers have eaten everything, which is why they're bothering Big Dog's clan. And I won't really say anything to Virik about it, but I will mention it to Crix as we change Overwatch.
Alright, well, other than the eerie bits of silence, you can continue into the second watch, which is Crix. You hear nothing as well. The night is calm. Then we have May and Justalin. Noted. Justalin, you're focusing on the snores from Virik. He's trying to be more annoying than anything else. Maybe mimicking how you sleep while he meditates and sits in his trance. May, able to hold back the laughs, probably a little bit more annoyed at Virik's attempt to be annoying. But the night is calm.
We'll take that.
So as we progress into the morning of May 18th, each of you having broken down everything from the sleds and able to redistribute the weight a bit better in your loading process, you still have, still the slight bit of hindrance, but it seems to put less strain upon the dogs as each of you begin to head out. At this point, are each of you just going to head straight for the marker, or are you still going to follow the coast?
If we were to go straight for the marker, how thick is the forest ahead of us? 'Cause
Ahead of
looks
you,
like
it
it's
does
spinning
thin
on
out quite a bit.
Also, just for reference, is the sphere still, or the orb still visible from where we are?
Yes, as long as you're on the west side of, like the northwest side of like these mountains, you can see the orb just fine.
Cool.
I say we head straight for the marker.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, we have no reason not to.
It's gonna take us almost a day to get there anyhow.
We don't have the supplies or the luck to take any longer than we can.
Maybe to there. Well, just 2, maybe 3 hours before the sun is gonna be beginning to set, leaving each of you a couple of hours of daylight left as you make your way through the Whitethorn Forest. The forest thins out bit by bit as you get more towards the northern coast of Zidane. As you wrap around, following this loosely made path, you can see the snow is indented from the rest just a bit, creating a bit of the snow banks upon the sides. But as the path kind of curves, wrapping around back towards the northwest side, it leads each of you around a very, very large pine. This tree, just on the northern tip of the forest, extends roughly 60 foot tall, towering over the others by at least 10, 15 foot. Then, each of your eyes fall upon something a bit more still. As the wind whips just a bit, each of you can see the snow trickling, falling against, and then falling away from a field of headstones. Towards the center, each of you will note 2 things. There is a mausoleum and also what appears to be a dead tree of some sort.
I'd like to see if I can recall anything about this space up in Whitethorn Forest, if we known anything about this.
Besides that, from what the information that your father has given, it's just supposed to be a location of one of the family grave sites.
I'm gonna go up to one of the headstones and see if there's any markings or anything written on them.
As you take a look around on each of the headstones, you'll note that there is something a bit odd. While it does have a name, it does only have a first name. There seems to be no surnames along any of the headstones. Dates, times of death, maybe even a little bit of a description here and there, but one thing is consistent. Only the first name.
And that's not a normal burial thing for our peoples, right? We do it kind of like we do in the real world, put the first name, last name,
Yeah,
dates.
as far as you know, for burial rites in Zidane, that's not normal for anybody.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Like, not necessarily just like your family, so I wanted to be kind of clear about that as well.
I'll relay that information and how odd it is that there's no last names on any of these stones.
Strange. Do we know whose tomb we're looking for?
I believe this is going to be Vivek's.
May starts just walking row by row, if there are rows, and looking for a tomb, looking for a gravestone that has Vivek on it.
Well, I'd wager he's in the mausoleum.
Makes sense.
I'll start looking around to see if I see any tree emblems, just out of curiosity.
You can go ahead and give me a perception check.
What are some of the causes of
You
death?
don't see any.
Gotcha.
Not the causes of death, the tree symbols. Some of the causes you see, quite a few are listed as psyllium. A few others, catch a couple, like kind of scattered about, not very common, but like murder, lots of old age, but the other good abundance seems to be from psyllium.
Can I go check out this dead tree?
Sure.
Do you want like a survival check or an investigation check?
I was gonna ask, how are you gonna go about it? Are you gonna like touch it and then like kind of look in it, or are you just observing it, seeing like what kind of tree it is?
That was the first thing I wanted to do, is see if I could tell what kind of tree it is before I started really looking at the details of the tree.
Seems to be a pine.
Okay, then I'm gonna look for like any knot holes around the tree or anything that could have like anything, like any voids or anything with the tree.
You do not see any.
Can I roll a check to see if I can discern how the tree might have died?
Nature check. Maybe the cold.
Cold do kill trees.
It do.
So it wasn't always this cold?
That's weird. I guess I will approach the tree as well and see if I can tell if there's any magic coming off of it.
Are you gonna do detect magic?
Or in the area. Yes.
Okay.
And I'll ritual cast that.
Yep. So 10 minutes. Anybody gonna do anything in that 10 minutes, or just fast forward?
Fast forward.
All right. After your detect magic goes off, Cryptilli, unfortunately, you do not detect any magic in the area.
Cool. And I'll suggest that we start setting up camp. If we don't intend on finding this tomb before the sun falls.
How long do we have until the sun falls? Or goes down?
Roughly 2 hours.
How far away from us currently is the mausoleum?
About 60 foot.
How large is it?
Well, compared to everything else, it's got a decent size, but I mean, it's not over the top. About 10, 15 foot tall, maybe 10 foot wide.
Oh,
It's not
hell
very
yeah.
large.
We can sleep in there.
Well, I
It'd
guess
be
if
packed.
nobody else wants to, I'll go check out the mausoleum.
I'll come with you.
Yeah, I mean, I'll slide with you if we have enough time. That's why I made that suggestion.
I'm not gonna be out here by myself, so
Yeah, Vieric will follow as well.
Yeah.
But as you each make your way up to the mausoleum, each of you will quickly notice there does not seem to be a way inside.
What is this mausoleum made of?
Stone.
Like stone ceiling as well?
Yep.
Can we see any kind of symbols or anything? Or is it just plain stone?
It is just plain.
Are there any kind of like barred windows or stained glass things around it, or is it just like a stone thing?
Basically just like a stone thing. It's like a few slabs of stone kind of pushed up against one another and then held in place by a larger one set up on the top.
Yep. Curtilia turned to Vic, and I'll say, anything we should know about this?
Close his eyes to ask Silverwind. Says no.
May takes out Silver's bow and puts it in the snow and kneels and respectfully asks, Aunt Silver, do you know how to get into this tomb?
You get the same answer. Nope.
I shake my head at my siblings.
So yeah, I'll investigate the area. I'll look at some of the tombs. Seeing that the tombs only have first names, I'll see if there's anything that differs between them. As my siblings are looking at the mausoleum.
So anybody got explosives?
I have an explosive punch.
I have firebolt, but I suppose I could use the bow to do Eldritch Blast.
No, I was mostly joking.
Did anybody do any kind of detect magic just yet?
We did on the tree, and there was no magic on the tree.
It does run consistently, so there was no magic detected by the mausoleum as well.
Okay, within the vicinity. Gotcha.
Can I do like a quick, I want to say insight, but I doubt that's the right thing, to see if that dead tree looks out of place in this area? Or like conspicuous in any way?
Definitely looks out of place. I mean, the whole area is cleared out of, pretty much any vegetation. All the trees are outside of the burial grounds, except for that tree stump, like that partial tree.
Is that tree like larger than the trees that are off in the distance, or is it smaller than them?
It's roughly about the same size as the very large one on the north. To like walk around it, you'd cover easily about 10 foot around the base.
So it's a pretty good size.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like a withered dead or like a dry dead? I don't know how to discern. Like,
It's withered. It's like, seems that it's like beginning to rot, but it hasn't moved past that like rot state. It's not like decomposing or like falling apart. It just seems to be like that bitter dark color.
part of me wants to water it, but I also don't want to waste resources because we're running low.
Pee on it.
I'm not gonna pee on Grandpa's tree.
Or any tree in a graveyard. Just seems like asking for a curse.
I was just kidding.
Plus, if water was an issue, I mean, some of the snow must melt sometime.
I know, I just feel like this tree might be important and I don't know what to do with it.
True. Need not to worry about water, brother. If you want to water the tree, water the tree. I wouldn't allow you to go without something to drink. And I'll pull out my giant jug, and I'll say, "There's always wine," and I'll take a small swig.
That's unusually kind of you, sister. Thank you. I'll put my hand out like I want some of her jug of wine.
And I'll hand him the jug, or I'll say, if you have a cup or you want the jug, you can have some, brother.
The second I have the jug firmly in my grasp, I'm going to sprint over to the tree and pour some of what's in the jug on the tree, and then come back and give the jug back.
Wine falls out from the jug and seeps into the snow. The snow turns from this purish white to a slight purple.
Well, that didn't seem to work.
I'm not sure that trees drink wine, but maybe our family might. So I'll say that you were giving him a drink. And I'll chuckle and I'll take a swig of the wine after I get the jug back.
Okay, so what's the plan? Cryptilly, other than what your family's pointed out, you don't notice anything anything else of note from the headstones.
Okay. Um, well, in that case, I'll offer that we set up camp. Um, Maybe we do a small hunt and then we investigate in the morning. We can see if we can find a way um, into this tomb.
Sounds about right, sister. And May will head into the forest with Nyx, not too far, and try her luck again.
Okay, another survival check. You are able to find some small game. You'll find a small pack of snow hares skimpering across the area, heading east towards the coast. And roll me a d8. You get 7 of them. Only one gets away.
Hell yeah. I give one to. Well, I bring them all back to camp, and I give. I sort of like start butchering one and split it with Nyx and Kitty, and then I split the rest among the dogs.
Alright, that goes pretty quick.
I think we'll have to supplement with our rations, sister. Sorry.
And I'll say no worries, and I'll give out some of the meat that we have left. I won't quite use our rations yet, but I'll make sure that all the dogs have a full belly.
Perfect.
But I will, since that meat is getting a little old for my taste, I will whip up some rations for the fam.
Just gonna cook the meat.
Yeah, we'll cook that for sure.
Give it at least a couple more days of preservation.
Mm-hmm.
Good call. Well, with the night being very peaceful, I will move you all to the morning of the 19th. Not too far away, not staying inside the gravesite, I believe. Staying at least on the outsides of it. Each of you have a whole day to figure out if this is it.
Yeah, so I'll return to the map, make sure we're in the right area, and then explore and investigate anything that I can see, like whether it's headstones, if there looks like there might be a space that's out of whack on the mausoleum. Yeah, I'll just kind of investigate the area piece by piece.
I'll spend the early part of my day having me and my shadow kind of shovel all the snow around the mausoleum away to clear up as much area around the mausoleum as possible, just for investigating it more.
And I will actually go up to the front of the mausoleum, kind of cut my hand and rub some of the blood on the just front of the mausoleum.
Alright. You'll take 1 point of damage as you smear some blood. Crix, you begin digging some stuff out. Creptilli, going gravestone by gravestone, seeing if anything is any new information. What about you, Justalin?
I'm meditating and thinking of what I need to be
No,
doing
you're not.
next.
That dog not gonna let you.
Oh, this is the ultimate distraction. You have no idea. But yeah, I'm in meditation right now. I deal
What?
with it. Right.
Alright, Justalin, roll me a D100. Crix, give me an athletics check at advantage. May, give me a perception check. Crix, you can dig it out fairly quickly with the shadow. Justalin, during your meditation, you see 3 things, which you're not sure if it's running through your mind from your current location or if it has anything of significance. But you do see a cemetery, the mausoleum, and the tree, the dead tree.
I might as well have had my eyes open.
Exactly. May, when you say the front,
So essentially,
let me just make sure. Northwest or south, like, which cardinal direction side?
so the
Because
south side.
it's all fairly similar, which is why I asked.
Yeah, so the south side, I walk up and I sort of like chest height in the middle where I think like maybe doors would be. I like rub my palm there.
All right. Your hand brushes up against stone and smears blood. Crix, with digging out bits of the snow, there does seem to be a stone path that leads out the east side towards the dead tree.
Interesting. Um, First thing I'm gonna do after noticing the path is I'm gonna investigate the east side of the mausoleum to see, since that path might indicate that it's an entrance.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check. This is definitely not stone on the east side. It's a very, very similar material. It's still hard and pretty dense, but you feel that it can be moved.
Like, do I feel like it could be pushed or pulled, or do I feel like there's a direction it's supposed to be moved in?
That you're not sure of. It could be both, could be one or the other. Um, but it just doesn't feel as like rough as you would expect, I guess is a good way to put it.
And does the whole side feel like this, or just a portion of the side?
The whole side.
I'll call everybody over to me and tell them what I just learned. Hey guys, this wall feels funny.
Which, to be fair, May, is also why I was asking you the direction.
Yeah, no worries. May's actually just going to take her bloody palm and walk up to that side and do the same thing.
Nothing happens, but you'll note that this is, like, very smooth in comparison to what you just rubbed your hand on. It looks rough, but when you touch it, like, what appears to be, like, jagged edges are actually, like, rounded off quite nicely.
Strange. I think Creep Tilly would be very interested in like the path that erupted. I think that went towards the dead tree.
Yes, it did.
So I would
It
start
was
to
more
like.
dug out. Crix dug it out.
Oh, Crix dug the.
It,
I thought
it
the
didn't
blood
just like
made
it didn't
that
just like
happen.
appear. No, Crix became a snowplow.
Okay, never mind. I definitely misunderstood that.
But you could still follow the path to the tree.
Yeah, but that's not as cool. um, I would check out the side that May is noticing that is more smooth, and see if there's anything like emblems or like what this material is made out of, if we can recall that.
You're not sure. It could still be made out of stone. Just this side seems to be, I guess a good way for it is like maybe worked.
Yeah, I'll see if we can uh lift it up or push it. I'll see if we can move it in any direction.
Give me a strength check. So you begin to push upon the east side. It slowly begins to slide in. This is when you notice the stone along each of the north and south sides is a couple of foot thick, but this one is just roughly a foot, giving you a little bit lighter work.
Yeah, and this is when I call Crix over and I say, it seems like I was able to budge this, brother, but I think you might be able to help me a little more.
Yeah, I can lend a hand.
With each of you pushing upon it, it moves in, and then the left side begins to maneuver towards the right. As it acts upon a hinge, you can hear the stone grinding upon the stone, and then inside reveals a much larger area than each of you anticipated. Roughly a 20 by 20 foot room is lined with candles that are all nearly burnt out. The only thing that remains besides the candles is a single sarcophagus that lines the center of the mausoleum. and it reads Vivek Grimhearth.
In my head, I'll say Grandpappy.
There's no response.
Are there any murals or anything on the walls?
There are none. There seems to be little, like steel poles that were hanging, but the tapestries seem to be torn away, and on the north and south side, but the west side remains blank.
Well, with all due respect, Grandpa, we're in a hurry, so I'm gonna walk over and look at everybody and motion like, should I just open the sarcophagus?
May nods.
Um, I will tell Crix, yes, go ahead. And as I do so, I'll start to pray like respects, like um forgive us, Grandpappy. Um we may have to disturb your remains.
Shadow first.
Oh no, if I'm gonna, desecrate Grandpa's sarcophagus, I'll do it with my own hands.
Miracle offer to help.
Respected enough. Alright, with Viric's help, I'll start to slide the lid.
Yep. And as the both of you slide the sarcophagus lid off, the lid falls with a loud thud against the floor, and the sarcophagus is empty.
I figured this was too easy. Nothing with our family is ever straightforward.
And I'll leer into the sarcophagus and see, like, is it just empty? Is there like anything behind it? What's
It's
in there?
completely empty.
And like I'll see if there's like anything, like, I don't get empty. Empty is so hard for my brain right now. Like, is there any like bedding on in the sarcophagus?
No, it's just a stone sarcophagus, and other than the shell of the sarcophagus, if you will, there's nothing else. The lid just lying next to it.
Nice, that makes sense. Okay, so then I will say another prayer. Oh, thank goodness there isn't anything there. Um, and I'll look around the area on the walls, and continue looking at what Crix at first pointed out, and see where, like, if there's like a story being told, or like how that image just ends.
Oh, other than the bars hanging there where like the tapestries once were, it's just the bars. Everything else is ripped away.
Well, right now the only other thing I can think of is following the path to the tree and seeing if there's anything at the base of the tree there.
Agreed.
This seems like a red herring.
After you, brother.
Alright, so I guess I'll go back out and I'll start shoveling the snow that's covering the path to the tree, make sure I'm following it all the way to the base.
Yeah, there's a couple of bends to the path, and it does take you a bit of time, but it indeed does lead directly towards the tree. You can clear it out, And on the bottom, you can see where the roots are protruding above the surface before digging below back into the ground.
Yeah, I think Creep Chili would stay behind and keep investigating the mausoleum a little more. Um, Making sure again, like there isn't anything that can be moved, that's out of place, anything like that. And she'll also see if they're like if Veer can help decipher anything.
Well, Varric will look around, but even with Hadashi's eye, I can't see everything that each of you can.
Makes sense. Adachi almost never saw anything.
Yeah, this thing's basically useless. He smacks it.
Facts.
It's more of a curse than a blessing.
I mean, you could ask Crix, but I don't know how Creep will feel about that.
Well, I also don't think it would do anything. I'm just trying to think of what the trick with the tree is. Because it feels important.
What if we dug around the roots where the path ends?
I mean, I'm not opposed to it.
May will start doing it.
Yeah, you can uncover the roots, confirming each of them digging back below the surface.
Maybe we have to burn the tree down.
I'll give you a hint. That's not it.
I figured that wasn't it, but I was like, hey, redwoods, if they die, you have
But
to burn them down
I
for the
will
next
give
generation
you.
to grow.
That's true. I will give you an actual clue. You were close. Just read your spells. And I know that does sound pretty broad, but it's really not because of certain things.
Oh man.
Oh, do you have cure disease?
No, I do not. Um, but after looking in the mausoleum and hearing Crix suggest that I heal the tree, I look at him and I'm like, I don't think I can heal a tree. And I'll approach the tree and see if I can use mending on it.
Nothing happens.
Nope, that didn't work. Um, so yeah, then I would try spare the dying.
Nothing happens.
Then I'm like, well, I'm out of ideas, guys.
From our clue, he couldn't have meant me with the spells, because I only have one spell and it's not going to work for this.
I don't think it's mine either, because mine are just like they help my attacks.
Yeah.
And it's not just Stalin because he doesn't have any.
No, I might as well still be meditating right now.
I gave you your clue, just Stalin.
Oh shit.
And to be fair, it's not like Varric really has many spells either.
Well, sister, are there any spells that you have left?
I have plenty of spells left, but I'm not sure what I could do in this situation.
If only you had more horticulture magic.
For sure.
I'll put emphasis on this again, since we've narrowed it down to whose spells I'm talking about. Read the whole spell.
So many spells.
Yeah, but you only need to read all of one of them.
No, he doesn't even need to read that many. Like, he really, like he could probably figure it out in, like, one or two. But, like, I really don't want to give much more of a clue, because this is supposed to be a puzzle. Like,
I wish I knew all of his spells better. Her spells better.
May, we'll just like rub her bloody palm
she
on the tree.
uses it a lot.
Chill touch?
How would that help in this situation?
She uses it a lot.
Exactly. It's either that. I'm like,
Read
what?
the whole spell, and it's something that you've recently cast within the last hour.
Prayer
Not in combat.
Could be prayer
Healing.
healing.
That makes no sense.
I
No,
could use a
so
couple.
if that's not it, what's the other spell you cast?
Detect magic?
Read the whole spell.
Okay, so read all of Detect Magic.
Yeah, I can't read that right now. Choose.
Put it in the chat.
Yeah, that's what I was about to do.
That's missing some information.
No way.
Yeah, because it gives you limitations on detect magic.
That's why I did nil. Let me see what it actually does then.
Oh, I'm pulling it up. By the way, that's not detect magic that you linked.
That
Just
makes
for
sense.
one. And if you can't figure it out after that, I don't know what to tell you.
All I get from that is we
Oh,
gotta chop
sweet.
down this tree.
Nah, I'm gonna go back inside of the fucking mausoleum and cast detect magic again.
After the 10 minutes is up, you detect evocation magic inside the mausoleum.
Literally, when I cast detect magic the first time, I clicked on dispel magic, which is why I'm like, what? How's that not okay? Like, I don't get it. Okay.
Yeah, so the spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone.
Yes, that makes perfect sense. Perfect sense.
Or other things, of course, but that was the main reason you couldn't detect magic outside of the mausoleum.
Yeah, like literally, Creep Tilly never had to use detect magic when Adachi was here, so that makes sense.
But there is more to the puzzle. But mean, we got a little bit of time. Let's see if we can figure it out. You detect evocation magic inside of the mausoleum. There, Cryptilly.
Can I tell where, like, that is coming off the strongest?
Seems to be focused off the western wall, the blank wall.
Oh. Well, then I shall. It's a TARDIS. I'm gonna. I gotta go towards that wall. I'll rub the MM on my crossbow, my sigil, and I'll say a small prayer, um, asking uh, to let us into the entrance of the tomb, um, and explaining also everything that we've encountered so far.
You'll begin to see small shimmers of light along the western wall, but then they fade. Seems a bit more is needed.
I'll say, sister, is your hand still bloody?
Yeah. I can squeeze some more, and she sort of like squeezes her palm.
More light begins to shimmer, but that doesn't seem to be it.
I cast a firebolt at the wall.
As you do, the flames give more light to the wall, and for a brief moment, you see it forming a pattern, but it does fade quickly. Just as fast as the flames fade.
Remember in Silver's tomb that we actually all had to have our blood? Was that Silver's tomb? Do y'all remember this?
I was hoping that wasn't the case.
Well, get over it, sister, and give me your palm.
That's what each of you are gonna do.
Wait, but did we see something pop up with the flame, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we need a steady flame, right? Or a steady heat source.
Can we try
Perhaps.
just all pushing on it at one time? Maybe it
Yes.
just requires all of us to be involved
Mhm.
before we get all injured and explodey.
Sweet. Anything besides having to draw my blood.
If that doesn't work, I say light a flame in front of it, but we'll try this first.
Yes, let's go in order of increasing pain and damage.
Save amputations for later.
Well, at first, when each of you push, combining each of your strength, you're quite certain that this wall cannot be moved. Then, lighting a flame in front of it, the wall begins to flicker with bits of light. Then, just Stalin, you'll notice this first. The light forming a pattern with the steady light from the flame, it forms a tree. The tree on the western wall faces out almost perfectly out of the eastern door of the hidden door on the east side towards the stump. Then with that, that's where we'll call tonight's session.
Oh,
Jeez. Not our best work.
Definitely not our best work.
Just like most puzzles.
It's
sorry, I
so
wasn't
funny.
present most of the time. I was just like out of it. I'm so sorry. We'll figure it out next week, though. We got to.
Because I literally was looking at Dispel Magic that entire time.
Just like, please read your spell, buddy. It's right at the end. It says it can't go through stone.
I was
But-
so out of ideas. I'm just like, I'm gonna shovel snow. Maybe I'll find something around.
But everyone have a good night and see y'all next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Later, gents.
Later, all.
Laters.